Your action is lacking, and that's why your paper ain't stacking. Listen, write that down, put it in a meme, post it on Instagram, post it on your Facebook, write it in your diary, make it your phone wallpaper. Hey, welcome back to Getting in Character. My name is Diamandi, and here we talk about actor stuff, but you might like it even if you're not an actor. It's all about being inspired and informed, and I'll make sure you stay entertained along the way. Today's video is a little bit different. It's actually a tribute to Cici, the six-figure chick. If you didn't know her, you're about to find out. She helped so many people build their online business through creating digital products and marketing them on Instagram and Facebook. Last week she passed away, and I was just so inspired by her. I made this video to honor the great things she did, and especially in the Black community, and especially with Black women, and also as a reminder to me for the lessons she taught, so that I can go back and see the things I've learned from her, and so that her teaching will live on. She was a remarkable person. I didn't know her personally, but I followed her online, I purchased her products, and I was so inspired by her story. So I broke down 8 things about her life that she shared that I got big takeaways from. This is a story about a woman who changed lives. She wasn't perfect. She didn't pretend to be. She wasn't trying to be anyone else. She wasn't trying to hide the unpicture perfect areas of her life. She let it all out there so that we could be inspired. Thank you, Cici. These are the lessons that I've learned from her. They're about money and being a boss and taking control of your life and being a blessing to your family and being a blessing to others who were in a situation that you were in before you started really succeeding. First lesson I learned from Miss Cici was to do it anyway. Do it scared, just do it. Cici said, 4 years ago today, I left my full-time job and stepped into full-time entrepreneurship. I didn't have everything figured out, and my family thought I was a little crazy, but I did it. My last W-2 from this job was, catch this, $21,524. I made over $29,000 the month I quit my job. The month. She used to make $21,000 a year, and then the month she quits her job, she makes $29,000 a month. You got that? Looking at my numbers for the month, I've already made over $103,000, and I'm on track to have my highest profit month ever. And this all started by saying yes to myself and my dreams 4 years ago. The best part is my family still thinks I'm crazy. Y'all get that? She's making more in a month than she used to make in a year, and people still talking smack. That's how people will do you. So that's why you got to keep doing whatever you're doing, whatever is your dream. Because people are going to say what they say regardless. They'll say it when you're not doing nothing, and they're going to say it when you're doing something. The best part is my family still thinks I'm crazy, and more days than not, I'm still figuring things out. Success is not always a clear path. You'll have ups, downs, setbacks, and some things that will knock you sideways. Often you'll be the only one that believes in what you know is possible, and it's okay to have long conversations with yourself. Cheers to 4 years down and many more to go. And this one says, you can't grow unless you take more risks. Let go of your comfort zone and do something that scares you this week. I know that's scary. And this one says, clarity comes from action. Clarity comes from action. You can't refine a process if you don't start the process. Everything in your head is just going to be theoretical. Theoretically, everything is a good idea, and you don't know what's a good idea and what's not until you start doing it. Stop being afraid. You have enough, you know enough. Make that money, honey. Hey, I do it. Y'all do it too because you tell me. Oh, I'm gonna wait to do this thing until I get this other thing done. Okay, well, what happens if you don't get that other thing done? Does that mean you're never gonna do the thing that's your dream? Come on, man, just do the thing. You can come back later and present a more professional version of yourself, present more materials, add whatever you want to add. Just start. Start today. Do it now. Me and Cici are here supporting you. Oh, this one right here, y'all. Stop giving yourself credit for the thought of doing work when you aren't doing the work. I've been guilty of that. You ever have an idea and you just get so excited? Well, that's great, but excited doesn't pay the bills. Sorry, there's a fire alarm going off. Are you guilty of being a busy, unproductive entrepreneur? Are you the one who gets hyped up about making plans but falls short when it comes to the day-to-day execution? Are you the one who seems to know it all? Guilty, or at least I think I know it all sometimes. Are you the one that seems to know it all, but in reality, you don't know anything because you haven't done anything? Let's be for real, sis. You talk a good talk, but your action is lacking, and that is why your paper ain't stacking. Ooh, say that again. Your action is lacking, and that's why your paper ain't stacking. Listen, write that down, put it in a meme, post it on Instagram, post it on your Facebook, write it in your diary, make it your phone wallpaper. It's a good one. You don't get paid for what you plan to do or what you think about doing. You bank on the things you execute. You heard? They don't have a secret formula to success. They just put in the work for more than a day or two at a time. All right, I'm a little convicted by that. Let's keep reading. This is my current mood. There isn't a secret formula. People aren't smarter or better than you. They simply do the work. The work isn't sexy. It isn't always Instagram worthy. It will hurt your feelings sometimes and make you doubt yourself. But you still have to show up every day. Success is found in the small actions we do over and over again. That's a word. Write that down too. Oh, here's the rest. So if you have a habit of stopping and starting, you probably won't see it. Showing up for a few days and then taking a few days off will hurt your business if you don't have a system in place. You can't skip the work and expect to get the same results as someone who shows up. Show up, make the mistakes, adjust, and continue to make progress. Ooh, this is another word. Stop letting the thought that everything has already been done stop you from doing something. This reminds me of something one of my high school science teachers said. It might have been my chemistry teacher, Dr. Biediger. He said that there's really... Okay, well, let me read the rest first. There's nothing new under the sun. Listen, that is Bible right there, okay? So while you may not be the first to do something, you can definitely try to be the best one that is doing it. People buy people. People, not products. So it doesn't matter if someone else has already done something similar. Bringing your unique viewpoint, your personality, and your creativity to a current idea will turn it into a completely new product. There is no one like you. Nobody will execute an idea exactly how you do. So come on, sis, bring it. Back to my high school science teacher, I think that's who it was. He said, you know, there's really nothing new. We talk about like the microwave being new. Well, the microwave just came from an oven. It was a different version of an oven. And then before the oven, people were cooking things in stone hearths with fire. That was an oven. Before that, people cooked things in the sun. So when we look at something like the microwave, we think, oh, it's so new. It's such a new idea. I can't invent another microwave. They just invented another one called the air fryer. That ain't nothing but a microwave and a convection oven that had a baby. You got an idea? Bring it. We want to hear it. Stop worrying about how many pages it should be and just write the book. Cici was huge on digital products, and people would ask, well, okay, I'm going to write an ebook, but how many pages does it have to be? Nobody cares. If it's 12 pages of valuable information, people are going to like it. The number 2 thing I learned from Miss Cici, plan for success. Let's look at some numbers to see what she meant. Okay, this is August 2020 goals, y'all. Her goal was to make $100,000 in August of 2020. Not $100,000 in 2020, in August of 2020. Let that marinate. Okay, so she planned for it. Her number one focus was going to be her private membership group that was called DPS, which stands for, okay, I forgot what it stands for. She mapped out the numbers for that. At 1,750 members times $30 a month equals $52,500. Her second focus was She Markets, a new ebook. I told y'all she was the queen of ebooks. The book is $9.99 and she planned on selling 1,500 units, which would give her $14,985. Her third focus was an annual birthday bundle. She wanted to sell 1,000 units at $35 a piece, totaling $35,000. So when you add up focus 1, focus 2, and focus 3, you get $102,485. That's a plan right there. And she added, goals in place, getting my marketing plan together next. Oh, chills. The biggest mistake made when selling ebooks is waiting until the book is done to start marketing. I made over $20,000 with my last ebook launch before the ebook was released. I used the same strategy to launch this YouTube channel so that by the time I released the first official video, I had 550 subscribers. By the end of the day that I launched the first video, I had 600 subscribers. And it's because I listened to Cici. She was all about the pre-sale. Make a plan, make a plan, make a plan. Let people know you got something coming. Get their money before it comes. Smart, smart, smart. I did it, and it worked. Thanks to all of you. My goal is to have more money than Instagram followers. I know that hits home for a lot of us in a world where more followers theoretically means more money, more attention, more brand sponsorships, more notoriety from potential clients. But one thing I'm learning now is the higher number of followers you have, the lower your engagement rate. So, do you want followers or do you want quality followers? All right, let's see what else she says. Instagram is my favorite platform, and as cliche as it may sound, it really did change my life. I'm asked often, how do I build followers? And I always think the number of followers should not be your focus if you're not making money with the ones you already have. Can you make at least $1 for each follower that you have now? I love how she uses real numbers so we can really get clear about it. Insta fame, okay, is only important if it's translating into dollar signs in the bank and impact the lives you come in contact with. Focus on serving, as in how you can help your audience and give them value. Then selling. How do your products meet their needs, transform them, or educate them? Scaling is the last step after you start to make consistent income so you can automate your process. Did you give your audience a call to action today? Don't wait until Black Friday to start building relationships with your audience. You got to get them ready. You got to do some pre-sales before that Black Friday comes so they see you here out in these streets working hard and they remember you when Black Friday comes so they can put some money aside just for you and your products. You don't need more sales to make more money. You need better prices. That's a hot topic, and I think we'll get back to that later. Do you know how to take one idea and turn it into multiple products? I think about this all the time. How can I make more money doing exactly what I'm doing now? Because if you're making X number of dollars doing this particular thing, there's someone making double, triple, and 10 times what you're making doing the same thing. And I found that out the hard way on modeling jobs when I was making $200 a day and this beautiful lady over here with less experience than I have was making $700 a day. I know, y'all, I said that was never going to happen to me again. What are 3 things you can do today to move your business towards your goals? Oh, this is great too. Grab your business notebook, write today's date, and then write out 3 things you can do today to grow your business. That's your challenge. It's time to raise your prices. Woo, say it again. Raise your prices. Because someone needs to see this. You've been debating and going back and forth. Take this as a sign. It's time to raise your prices, love. It may be uncomfortable at first, but will be better for both you and your clients in the long run. This is a good one too. As entertainers, we do a whole lot of work for free, which is fine, but make sure you have an end goal in mind so you're not taken advantage of and so you don't lose an opportunity with a client. Because a lot of times once you do free work for a client, they're never going to pay you. They may pay someone else, but they're probably not going to pay you. And Fashion Week clients are a really good example of this. So if you've done some Fashion Weeks and you haven't gotten paid, you're probably not going to get paid by those clients you work for free. You might be able to find a new client to pay you, so start working on that. But still ask the old client, but just know that's probably not going to happen. Stop giving free content if you don't have a plan to turn it into a payday in the future. Define a problem. Create a way to solve the problem. Sell the solution, rinse and repeat. If you're an entertainer, we are there to sell. We're there to sell the products that we represent in commercials. We're there to sell tickets for the movies we appear in. We are salespeople. Well, everybody's in sales, but if you're wondering how we're in sales, that's it. And on the modeling side, same thing. You're selling the clothes you wear, you're selling the detergent in your hand, you're selling the event that you're promoting, you're selling. And here's the rest of that same message. How do you start seeing more income in your business? This simple formula is the same one I've used for over 5 years now. People aren't buying from you because you aren't giving them a reason to buy your products. They either don't see themselves with what you offer or you haven't made it clear what's in it for them. Why should they buy? How will they feel after they buy? What will they learn or know after they buy? Why is it important to them? Can't answer these questions? Your audience probably can't either, and that's why they aren't buying. Did you hear that? Make a profit list. Targeted action creates targeted results. Step 1, decide on your profit goal for today. Step 2, what are 3 things you can do today to hit that goal? My goal for today is $3,000. I'm having 2 weekend sales as well as my final day of sign up for the Live with Cici challenge. My steps. Number 1, create a new ClickFunnels sales page for mid-month ebook sale. I'm pulling 3 of my ebooks for $10 and bundling for $30 with a bonus class. One of the perks of having a ton of content on hand. Number 2, send an email to my full 6-figure chick email list with sales information and business tips for the weekend. Number 3, create a new ClickFunnels sales page for my 21-day keto challenge. Number 4, send the 21-day offer to the SSK email list, Facebook group, and respond to challenge DMs for the link. What's your goal for today and how do you plan to reach it? Let me know in the comments. And listen, when you commented on one of her posts, a lot of times she responded. When you sent her a direct message on Instagram, a lot of times she responded. She was a real one. Cici was a real one. Number 3, you set the standard. This is probably the thing I learned most from Cici versus some of the other coaches on Instagram. You know, she could have been happy making $40,000 a year, $60,000 a year, but she kept pushing and she saw how much what she was doing helped so many people. So she made bigger goals. Every time she hit a goal, she made a new goal. Like last year, I believe, the year before, her goal was to make $500,000. She killed that. So in 2019, her goal was to make $1 million. She killed that. So her new goal for 2020, it was a little more than that. It was maybe like I don't know, less than 1.5 million. It was maybe like 1.3, because I think she closed out 2019 with 1.2 or 1.1, something like that. She kept killing it and helping so many people. So that changed my mindset from thinking about a specific number to thinking about how do I want to live and how many people could I help with this amount of money. Okay, and she says, in 2020, I will help 500 businesses learn how to earn $10,000 or more each month with digital products. I will earn $25,000 from digital products this week. $25,000. I will make $1 million this year. That must have been from last year. I don't have dates on these screenshots. She did that thing, y'all. I didn't get to where I am because everybody liked me. Let me read that again. I didn't get to where I am because everybody liked me. Remember back when we were talking about the family, how they're going to think you're crazy, whether you do it or whether you don't do it? People are going to have an opinion of whatever you do, whether you do it or not. If you don't do it, they're going to talk about you. If you do it, they're going to talk about you. Somebody is always not going to like you, so you may as well make you happy. As long as you and God are right and you're walking according to the purpose you believe that He put you on this earth for, girl, keep going. You got this. Right? I love this because she just broke it all down. In addition to talking about her wanting $1 million, let's talk about where that came from. She broke down everything she needed, even down to her mama. We'll get to that later, but she budgeted $3,000 a month to give to her mama. Okay? That is a heart of gold. She also budgeted to pay it forward, to pay herself a salary, personal development, and then she broke it down to how much she needs to make a month for that to happen. So she needed to make about $81,000 a month and then make about $982,000 for the year. Have you written down a budget for your ideal lifestyle and broken down the numbers? I haven't done it either yet. Let's do it. Don't get mad at me because you refuse to promote your own business and I have no shame in promoting mine. Okay? The squeaky wheel gets the grease. There will always be someone telling you that you shouldn't charge for your knowledge or that you charge too much. People gonna say what they gonna say. Let's see what else she has to say. Understand that those aren't your people and keep it moving. Those aren't your people. If they don't believe in you, if they don't want to pay your prices, if they don't think you should be charging for whatever it is, they're not your people. Keep it moving. They don't value you for whatever you think your purpose is. Okay, let them be. Just move on so you can find your people. Understand that those aren't your people and keep it moving. Pricing is a funny thing in business and something that many people struggle with. It's up to you to decide what you want to charge and ultimately what you want to make. One of my first goals was to make $100,000 with $47, and I've done that twice now over the last 5 years. You can be high-end and charge premium prices, or you can choose to go with volume and charge on the lower end. Or you may find that sweet spot is somewhere in the middle. Whatever it is, make sure you are the one choosing and guiding your path. There are many roads to success, but you have to define what you consider success and how you want to get there. In the meantime, y'all know I'm friendly, not free. So make sure you check out my story for info on the final class of 2018. See, that was a lesson in a lesson. When people don't move like you do, your ambition can sound like arrogance. Sometimes just being yourself inspires others to do the same. Share your story. I was so impacted by Cici constantly sharing her story. Constantly. I mean everything from her making $20,000 to her journey with cancer to her first online business, which was juicing. And she stopped doing that because she just wasn't, her heart wasn't in it anymore. But she realized she got really good at internet marketing. So she pivoted her business from juicing to teaching internet marketing. She was just a genius. She was not afraid of hard work. Stop requiring your presence to make your money. Hey, beautiful people. So, quick question. Do you have a system in place that works for you so that you can work smarter, not harder? If you don't have a system in place for your online business, you're going to constantly be chasing a dollar, and after a while, that's going to get seriously tedious. One of the fun parts of being online is you have access to the entire world, often from the comfort of your home. So how are you capitalizing off of this to build in daily growth for your business? Let's chat. What types of systems do you need to learn to grow your business? Email, autoresponders, social media, product pages? Well, what y'all need to do? You thinking about it? I'm still thinking about it. You don't need to be perfect to inspire others. Let people get inspired by how you deal with your imperfection. I'm flawed, fabulous, and living my dream lifestyle. I want to show others they can be exactly who they are and make a difference by sharing their story. Back to number 4, mindset. The reason I really think about Cici and mindset is because of something she said once. I don't think it was on Instagram. I think it was in the private group she has on Facebook, where she said if she had to go back and tell herself something to help along the business journey, she said she would have focused on mindset above all the other factors. So marketing, learning to build a business, Instagram, all that stuff. So when I look at someone who went from $20,000 to $1 million a year and they talk about mindset, and that's something to work on, I started to listen, and I also started to think about the own limiting beliefs I had about money and success and being black and being a woman and all the other reasons I told myself I either couldn't succeed or it would be harder for me than other people. This is a picture of Cici's beautiful car. Now let's see what she has to say about it. My dream car was a Nissan Maxima for the longest time because I didn't feel that I would ever be able to comfortably afford a luxury vehicle. And being honest, before I let go of some of my limiting beliefs, I would have been happy with an older model. It still boggles my mind that I was able to drive a 2019 BMW X6 off the lot with only 19 miles on it, paid in full, no loans, and no debt. I did the work and I reaped the rewards. Why am I sharing this? So many of us are settling for less, afraid to put our biggest desires and dreams into words because we feel we don't deserve it for one reason or another. Building a business has not only helped me grow as a business owner, but it has helped me become stronger, more mentally stable, and yes, being financially secure is nice. What will you finally say yes to? And in the spirit of transparency, because some of you are new to my audience, I purchased my dream car in January of last year. It wasn't about the car. She wasn't trying to brag. She was just saying she worked hard, and so she felt like it was okay that she responsibly upgrade certain things in her life. She got a BMW. She paid cash for it. What a blessing to her family and also to the family of the salesperson she bought that from. When your mindset shifts, so will your money. Stop asking for what you think you can have and start asking for what you want. I'm going to say that again. Stop asking for what you think you can have and start asking for what you want. Change the conversation you have with your customers and it will change how they pay you. So true. You set the standard. You set the standard. You tell people how to treat you. You tell people what you deserve to be paid. If that doesn't work for you, you say no or you counteroffer. You have the power. They need you. You will be seen as doing too much by some people. That's okay. Those people aren't your people. We went over this already. I mention it again because it's also a mindset thing. Everybody isn't your person, and that's okay. Find the people that are your people. You know something that others would pay to learn. That's everybody. I don't care if you're a janitor or a cashier at McDonald's or you work at the post office or you're a roofer or you're a landscaper. You could help someone. You have value to add to the world, and you can add even more value to the world by helping people refine the process of doing what you're an expert in. So what's that thing? What could you teach people how to do better or more efficiently or faster? You have everything inside you to be and do anything you want. Fear and success can't live in the same place. You will never be successful if you don't let go of fear. Fear of what people may say, fear of what people may think, fear that it may not work out, fear of blah, blah, blah. Your success has no room to take hold because you are constantly letting fear take control. I'm not saying that successful people are never afraid, because most do some scary-ish on a daily basis. They just don't let the fear rule them. You can have one or the other. What do you choose? You can have one or the other. What do you choose? Fear or success? Okay, here's an interesting note. A quote. I have a great product, but it's not selling. In my opinion, is not a true statement. How is it great if no one is buying it? Who decided that it was great? A common issue that we run into as creatives is being married to a product and not wanting to let go of it when it's not performing well. Yes, I know lots of work goes into creating new products, but in the end, we have to remember we don't pay ourselves. So if we're the only ones impressed with our offerings, the business is going to suffer. We can't force them to buy something they don't think they need or want. Take some time today to audit your product catalog. What are some products you can let go of to grow your business? Entertainers, that's us too. What services are you performing that aren't really bringing in that much money and that you probably don't even enjoy? Can you let it go and replace that with more income generating activities? Just a thought. Your audience decides if you have a great product or not by how they purchase. We all have something that we can teach. The question isn't whether or not you have something you can teach. The question is, will you be brave enough to teach it? Will you stop doubting yourself? Will you start investing and learning everything you can, applying it and then teaching others? Will you stop listening to the voices that say you aren't special? Will you start believing in yourself? Do you really feel as if people are doing too much, or is it that they make you feel like you aren't doing enough? Today's affirmation. My tribe will be happy to see my prices increase because they know my value, and by charging what I'm worth, I'm teaching them to do the same thing. Know your worth and add tax, y'all. Today, release the fear of running customers away because you want to raise your prices. You want to attract people who want to grow with your brand because they see themselves growing as well. What's your affirmation for today? People will pay you however much you think you're worth. Do you struggle with knowing your worth? Do you often sell yourself short? Mindset and determining your value should be one of the first steps in your business, because the audience you build will follow your lead. People will pay you what you say and act like you're worth. So if you're wondering why you aren't attracting the right type of clients or customers, take some time to check your own thoughts and actions. Number 5. The 5th thing I learned from Cici is when you succeed, it blesses others. So when you're talking about money and how much money you want to make, and when she was talking about this, it wasn't to feed vanity. It wasn't because she wanted to live in a mansion and have a driver and a butler and a personal chef. Not that it's wrong if you want to have those things or if you have them. She did it because she wanted to help others, and she knew that by succeeding herself, she had more power to be used by God to help others monetarily, and also to help them grow as people, to be better business people and more capable to take care of their families, which would empower a whole new group and generation of people. One thing Cici did regularly was give away business grants. Sometimes they were for $100, sometimes $200. This particular one, she gave away $500 to someone who was in her personal coaching and membership group. She was a very generous soul. Now this is a video, this is really special, of her telling her mom at a restaurant that she could quit her job. Cici made a plan, she stuck to it. She had the budget as part of the plan so that she could pay her mom a salary instead of her mom having to work every day to make a salary. How special is that? Who would you like to bless in your family? Would you like to retire your mom or your dad or your parents, maybe even your grandparents? Think about some of the things you can do by increasing your business and increasing your income. How could the Lord use you in that way? This is a picture of Cici's beautiful car. Now let's see what she has to say about it. My dream car was a Nissan Maxima for the longest time because I didn't feel that I would ever be able to comfortably afford a luxury vehicle. And being honest, before I let go of some of my limiting beliefs, I would have been happy with an older model. It still boggles my mind that I was able to drive a 2019 BMW X6 off the lot with only 19 miles on it, paid in full, no loans, and no debt. I did the work and I reaped the rewards. Why am I sharing this? So many of us are settling for less, afraid to put our biggest desires and dreams into words because we feel we don't deserve it for one reason or another. Building a business has not only helped me grow as a business owner, but it has helped me become stronger, more mentally stable, and yes, being financially secure is nice. What will you finally say yes to? And in the spirit of transparency, because some of you are new to my audience, I purchased my dream car in January of last year. It wasn't about the car. She wasn't trying to brag. She was just saying she worked hard, and so she felt like it was okay that she responsibly upgrade certain things in her life. She got a BMW. She paid cash for it. What a blessing to her family and also to the family of the salesperson she bought that from. Somehow it got lost in the sauce, but Cici also shared how she bought her home in cash. She bought a home in cash and she bought a car in cash. And now in her absence, her husband is able to own those assets free and clear. What a blessing. Can you imagine the relief he feels knowing that he owns those things and doesn't have to keep up with payments? I, for one, would like to bless my family in that way. How about you? Number 6 is use the time you have. I'll try to find a screenshot to correspond to this. I just remember one time seeing at the end of the year, it was maybe mid-December, and Cici saying, okay, I made $1.1 million this year, but there's still time left. Let's see what else we can do. Her goal was $1 million for the year. She hit that goal. She surpassed the goal, but since there was still time left, she decided she was going to see what else she can do and how many more people she could help. And I just thought that was so cool. Also, considering some of the things she went through with cancer, for instance, she knew what it was like to not know how much time you're going to have left. And she really executed on living your life to the fullest. And I just felt like I was so glad to know her, to be infected with that positive energy and that drive. And she was working literally up until she passed away in the hospital. She was literally working from her hospital bed days, and even I believe the day before she passed away. She is a wonderful example of using everything you have while you're on this earth and using all of the gifts God gave you to the fullest so that he could say, well done, my good and faithful servant. Number 7. The 7th thing I learned from Cici is coaches have coaches. You could think you're cute or smart or good with money or whatever, but coaches have coaches. And as a matter of fact, I found Cici from King Ashley Ann. And between the two of them, I found Kim McCarter, the Funnel Trap Queen. Cici talked about working with them. And then recently, I believe this was even after she had made $1 million last year, she started taking ads marketing training from Abu. I don't know where he came from, but I feel like he just popped up all of a sudden. So he was on his game and Cici joined him for the fight. So I love, number 1, that she was still training, even when she had really hit a a big success in her career. She was still training, and then she shared it with everybody. So you didn't just know she was sitting around and accidentally fell on this success. She documented every step of the way, from her marketing to her budgeting to her coaches to the training she was going through to the things she felt that she still had to work on. She showed all of it. And that brings us to the last one, number 8, transparency. Cici was transparent about everything. Let's see what she had to say. Crazy thing. My last job, $21,000 a year, being generous, yield to date, $650,000, $810,000.85. Divide that by 21,000 and you get 30.99. I would have to work 31 years at my old job to make what I've made in 6 months. Isn't that crazy? She would have had to work 31 years to make what she made in 6 months, half a year. It's hard to even wrap my head around that. This is an old message that Cici shared about her previous job where she was employed, a W-2 employee making $21,000 a year. Second day back at work and had a meeting with my soup. Being promoted and a raise. Smiley face. Tell me who else but God can take me from being on medical leave for 2 months to a promotion. Blessed and highly favored. Sometimes we don't know we're being prepared for greatness. 7 years ago, I begged my doctor to give me the okay to return to work. I was still recovering from a hysterectomy at 27 and in the middle of chemotherapy, but with an empty savings account. My car being almost repoed and stress from floating checks. Something had to give. It's trippy to see membership income for just April was over $60,000 when I used to make $21,000 a year. And she went from $50,000 in 2018 to $1 million in 2019. She doubled her income. Doubling income is significant. Doubling income when you're on that level, when there's so many zeros, is crazy. I hear it, but I can't even wrap my head around it. And here she shows the exact numbers. So 2018, $583,363.51 over to 2019's numbers, which were $1,100,803.24. I'm gonna practice saying numbers that big so I can just roll it off and not have to think about it, because that's gonna be me soon, and that's gonna be you soon. We're gonna be able to help a lot of people and retire our parents and send our grandparents on fancy vacations because they work so hard for us. Are you ready? Sometimes just being yourself inspires others to do the same. Share your story. Cici lived this. She shared everything to help us, to inspire us, to encourage us. And I, for one, was helped, inspired, and encouraged through all of that. And I hope now, if you didn't know her, that you're encouraged by hearing her story. And I hope that if you did know about her, that you are re-encouraged by her story. So those are the lessons I learned from Miss Cici. Cici, thank you so much. You changed my life, and you changed the life of so many people. Instead of talking about closing the pay gap, you taught us to set our own standard. You taught us to think about others, to take care of our families, to pay for everything in cash. Thank you. Thank you for all you were when you were living, and thank you for leaving this legacy for us to follow even now in your absence. God bless you eternally. Through Cici's private Facebook group, I also met my accountability partner, Destiny. We talk at least once a week, and it's been a great friendship.
Hi. Hi, I'm Destiny.
There's something else I wanted to share, and it's really, really important. After Cici passed away, people in celebrating her memory and talking about the things that she did for them business-wise, and how she inspired them to grow their business. Apparently she was really big on live streaming, and I don't know if I was following her then or maybe not as closely. So apparently she had something called a 21-day live stream challenge, and I didn't know much about the challenge. I still don't. I just decided in her memory I was gonna go live on Instagram for 21 days in a row. So I'm probably on day, it's been at least 7 days, maybe 10. I'm not really counting. And I just show up every morning on Instagram around 5:30 a.m. and I usually start by reading Proverbs, and sometimes give a journal prompt or something to be mindful about throughout the day, or encouraging people to set an intention for the day. So I know it's only the beginning. I'm gonna keep doing it and see what happens. And just so you know, when I started, I decided I was gonna read Proverbs because I thought maybe it would help people start the day with some positivity and some godly wisdom. But other than that, I had no idea what to say, no idea what to talk about. And if you go back and watch some of those old videos, a lot of the time I say, well, I'm not sure what to say now. So you can do it too. You don't have to know what to say. Just show up, and then it will get better. You can start to refine the process and technique as you go along. Miss Cici, I hope you are smiling down from heaven and proud of me because I am taking on this live stream challenge.